Henry Danger was honestly one of the best shows produced and created in Nickelodeon 2015 era. What I mean by that is that every show produced and aired in the US between the year 2010 and 2015 belong in that era of Nickelodeon. So shows like The Thundermans, The Hundred Hathaways, Belle and the Bulldogs, Winter Things to Do Before High School, they all belong in 2015 Nickelodeon era. Henry Danger is one of those shows made in that era, and I guess a lot of people liked it because from 2014 to 2020, yeah, I know, and in 2020, I'm sad. Nickelodeon produced 5 seasons of Henry Danger. So for this episode of Forever, I'm going to talk about what happened in each season of Henry Danger. Also, this will contain spoilers for people who haven't seen the show or just stopped watching entirely around season 2 and are trying to get back into it and they're probably going to get spoiled. But whatever, you have been warned, so if you don't want any spoilers, get out. Get out right now. Come on, yeah! Season 1 began with the origin story of the superhero Captain Man and how he got a superpower of being indestructible. After fighting crime in the fictional town of Swellview for a while, Captain Man reveals in a news report that he is looking for a sidekick for him to fight crime with. While watching the same news report, a 14-year-old kid named Henry tries to find a job to work at that doesn't require specific hobbies because he's not good at anything, as they mentioned in the first episode. He applies for a job at a thrift store called Junk and Stuff, which is actually the secret location above the headquarters of Captain Man's secret base called the Man Cave. Nice name, how you say so. Henry takes the elevator down to the Man Cave and meets Ray, the real name of Captain Man. He passes the test to become Captain Man's sidekick, but cannot fight his first crime due to his friend Jasper throwing a birthday party. But he later helps Ray defeat the supervillain Toddler when he realizes that Ray cannot defeat every crime on his own. Really great start to a show. Dan learns that fighting crime is a lot of work, as he tries to manage his balance between fighting crime, school, and family. The 3 most excruciating parts of life when you're a superhero. He also has a secret out to his friend Charlotte when she gets a little obsessed with him. Always want to begin the Money's reference. Yes. In another episode, Captain Man temporarily loses his powers after a villain named Dr. Minyak releases the tears of the Jolly Beetle onto him, which corrupts his powers, taking away his indestructibility, and is later too afraid to fight crime without his invincibility. Another episode focuses on Ray's literal invisible friend Brad while he tries to take over Henry's superhero identity. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention in Jolly Beetle episode, he does get his superpowers back, but whatever. Well, of course he gets his superpowers back. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. The second 2-parter episode of the first season has Henry and Ray fight the teenage graffiti taggers known as the Wall Dogs, which is such a terrible name. Oh my god. And Henry accidentally betrays Ray by falling in love with the female leader of the gang, but he then later learns to overcome his love life by defeating all the Wall Dogs, besides the leader, because she gotta come back at some point. Foreshadowing. 2 begins with Charlotte getting mind warped, which I'm not gonna explain, by Dr. Minyak, and then Henry's past girlfriends return into his life and try to get back together with him. That was kind of a weird episode. Actually, it was a 3-parter, you know. Henry then faces time travel shenanigans with the villain, the Time Jerker, and another episode shows Henry getting jealous of Jasper when he stops a criminal at school. Captain Man then gets put in jail for Christmas for not wearing a hairnet, and Henry gets to be indestructible like Ray, but it has some serious side effects. He later gets rid of the power, because, yeah. Miserable Brad returns and traps Henry and Ray inside a coffin before getting rescued by Henry's sister Piper and Jasper. Then Phoebe and Max Thunderman from the Thundermans came to help Ray and Henry defeat the Toddler again, which was one of the most ambitious crossovers ever. Nickelodeon, props to you. Then Henry later reveals his secret identity to Jasper to end off season 2. We need to have tacos. Okay, whatever. Season 3 is Henry and Ray going undercover at a kid's birthday party to destroy a piñata that's full of deadly bugs. Then Henry and Ray accidentally blow up a popular snack factory known as the Friddle Factory after a debate between 2 flavors goes way too far. I don't know why people get that competitive over snacks. Henry then battles Captain Man's old sidekick Drax, and when he loses, he gets a superpower known as Hypermobility, which has him run really fast, super fast reflexes, and uses it to defeat Drax. A few episodes later, Henry and Ray go into Space Stations Bunnies from space criminals in outer space. Another few episodes later, Henry and Ray get invited to appear on Ariana Grande's real-life brother, Frankini's live stream, and he later controls their minds because he's evil, and live streamers are kind of evil. They take your money. They trick you into getting you to donate money to them. That's their plan all along. Unless you don't have a credit card, then yeah. But they later defeat him because that's how they defeat every villain. They defeat it. This could be 15 minutes long. Okay. Season 4, my personal favorite season, for a lot of reasons, but I won't explain them in this video. Maybe in another video. Begins with Henry calling in sick, and Ray tries to figure out if he's faking his sickness, which is one of my favorite episodes for that reason. That's disgusting. Later, Henry's superpower is confused for an illness after a miscommunication with Captain Man in the interview. And everyone in Swellview does an awareness program known as the Rock Box Dump to raise money, until Henry clarifies that hypermobility is a superpower. Yeah. Ray and Henry then remake a cartoon after the original cartoon is something that you kind of want to throw up after watching. Not in a bad way, just, it's weird. It makes you want to cringe really hard. Like, if it was right on my computer screen right now that I'm filming on, I probably would have cringed straight through this wall. Straight through this wall right here. Then more time travel shenanigans happen when Drex travels back in time to stop Ray from getting his superpower. They stop him from doing it, and they send Drex hundreds of years back into the past. After crossover episodes later on Halloween, Piper is taken by a spirit to a fun, I don't know, I guess you could call it like a fun place, while Henry and Ray try to rescue her because they think she's in danger, but she's not. Not at all. Yeah, Season 5 has Ray and Henry compete against another team of crime fighters known as the Thumb Buddies. After sending them into space, they return and try to get their revenge on Ray and Henry, but they fail, because they're the Thumb Buddies. Later, the main cave gets hacked by the founder of the social media platform known as TwitFlash, and Henry then has to give up his hypermobility superpower to save Swellview from him. Then the main characters from the show Night Squad appear after their arch enemy breaks into the man cave. Yay, another crossover. A few episodes later, after an argument about which secret room is cooler, in a fit of rage, Ray blows up the man cave. But the gang then moves into the man cave below it, because there's actually multiple copies of the man cave. Really? I mean, you could have mentioned that. Whatever. Later, Frankini controls every citizen in the Swellview to sing constantly until Ray and Henry defeat him with the help of Piper, of course, because Piper is a good singer. Not gonna lie. Then in the next episode, Piper finds out Henry's secret. Oh wow, what a coincidence! After accidentally falling into the man cave. They later make Invisible Brad visible again, but it's kind of overwhelming because he's kind of ugly, you know. Yeah, that's for a reason, you know. Just watch the episode if you don't know. In the final 4 episodes of Season 5, Henry reveals that he doesn't want to fight crime in Swellview for the rest of his life after he's recruited by the mayor of the nearby city known as Neighborville to be their Captain Band there. That's a lot of theirs. He leaves to go home and tells his parents that he is Kid Danger. Well, he was Kid Danger. He kind of retired as Kid Danger because he's angry. Why? He later reunites with Ray to fight Drex on top of Blimp, one of the most epic final fight scenes ever in Nickelodeon history. Even better than the final fight scene between Aang and Lord Ozai from Avatar. Yes, I finally finished Avatar. And when the blimp crashes down into Swellview, Henry as Kid Danger faces death. Oh my god, I can't believe I said death. And gets a new superpower. Piper then leaves to go to college in Florida, and Charlotte, Jasper, Henry leave to fight crime in a city known as Dystopia. Can you guess why? But not before Henry saying that he'd be back for Thanksgiving. Foreshadowing. Wow. Range Boss then make a secret skull for the 4 kids who got superpowers when they were fighting Drax along with Henry and Ray. And then the show ends, sadly. And that's all of Henry Danger. Apparently Nickelodeon didn't want Henry Danger fans to be sad for Henry Danger's end, so they continued the story, if you want to call it a story, with the show Danger Force. and it's not too bad. I mean, it's not as good as Harry Danger itself, but it's decent, not too bad. They're usually trying to focus on this one and some other shows rather than any other shows. Like like they're mostly just focusing on few shows, but not every show. Okay, and I mean Henry does appear in like the most recent episode for this year. I mean, like he mentioned, like he mentioned in the last episode of Harry Danger, he'd be back for Thanksgiving, and that episode was released in November, and Thanksgiving, it was close to Thanksgiving when it was released, so I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Henry Danger will still always hold a special place in my heart, regardless of whether people hate or not. Like one time I went to a friend's house, and like they were just like playing outside, and then when we went to go watch some TV, I was like, hey, you want to watch some Henry Danger? And he was like, that's just for babies, and then I left. I just walked out of his house and then left. Yeah, I took my bike home. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can get to 1,000 subscribers. Also, be sure to vote on my polls on Straw Poll. The link will be in the description. And I can't wait to make more videos in December. Speaking of December, there will be one more video on December 3rd explaining what videos I'll be making that month. That's going to be really exciting, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I will see you guys next time. I probably should have used a microphone for this.